Hello friends. Right now I want to show you. Let's see how we can use the general order to carefully choose the most suitable material in practice and how the general order works. So we simply go right over here into Tomik, click here, and then this window pops up. Huh? Well, first of all, for example, I choose the type of construction, either non-standard or standard. I check this one here. This is absolutely necessary. Then I go here and I have the standard option and non-standard ones. If I click on the standard option, then for the kitchen set, that means the drawers, the lower drawers that we will place in the project, they will all have a height of 900 millimeters from the floor. And they will all come out as standard, meaning they will be produced according to the standard specifications. This ensures that all the drawers are consistent and uniform in height throughout the entire kitchen. But if I choose non-standard, then you can change the dimensions, whereas here you won't be able to change the dimensions. But you can change the rules and settings each time if you need to, and it won't interfere with your work. So I think that's clear. I click here on this option, then for the type of connection that I want to use, I specifically select the mini Euro screw type. As for the body color, I make my selection here as well. I click here once again, and as a result, we get a window that looks like this, where there is a region displayed allowing us to see and interact with the available options in this section. For example, I click here and select Georgia, then the brand. I choose Egger and the distributor, well, GeoDecor. What I want to tell you is, well, the dimensions. The panels are also what Egger has, and the thickness is 18 millimeters. If I go in here, there are other thicknesses as well, but I know that Egger has 18 millimeters, so I select 18 millimeters. Also, what I want to tell you is that when we select a distributor, it essentially means that either GeoDecor or LTB, depending on the specific situation, will be chosen as the distributor. This is an important point to keep in mind. Have these materials available. The program shows here the different types of materials that these companies currently have in stock, because Egger, which is known for producing a large variety of materials, produces a lot of materials. Maybe there are about 300 or 350 options, while these companies might only have 40 or 50 available. That's why, when you select a distributor, this program filters and shows you only the materials that these companies have. All right, so we click on 50, and let's choose some material. We click here. What do we have here? H3157. And we click select, and basically it's already here. See, H3157 is right here. Yes, so we've selected it, and then we choose the edge banding. So we click here, go to EGR, right, and 1 and 20. That means the thickness is 1 millimeter, and 20 is the height of the edge banding, the width of the edge banding. So here we select H3137. Then we press enter, and the edge banding appears. We click on the edge banding, and it also, as you can see, fits right here. Next, we select the cabinet hanging system, for example, Italiana Fermenta. I choose this option. Then for the back panel color, I click here again. And with LTB or GeoDecor, there are only two options available. One is belly, and the other is this one. I choose this one. After that, you must select the format. I think it's this format. But if you don't remember, or you are not quite sure which specific format this particular company uses for their files or documents, then on the Tricade website, you will find a detailed and comprehensive material template. We have included the various materials that these companies provide, and you can easily look them up and browse through them there. The format size, this material, of course, is 3 millimeters thick. And again, we click select, and as you can see, it also fits here. The back panel position is set at precisely 16 millimeters, so I decided to choose the Italian hardware. The back panel position must be exactly 16 millimeters together with the cabinet. At the back, we need the plinth height and the plinth color, right? Something is written here, facade color. I click here and it will be the facade color. For the countertop color, I go in again and click here. Here, I select Eiger Distributor Geodecor from the available options. As you can see, the selection appears on the screen almost instantly, making it very easy to identify. This quick response helps ensure that you can immediately see the distributor you have chosen. Additionally, you will notice that they offer this specific size option right here, which is clearly shown for you to review and select if needed. If I'm not mistaken, I say again that you need to check in the material template. And I definitely remember the thickness, that's for sure, 38 millimeters. I select this material. And we click select, or you can search if you know the city, you can search as well. For mozzarella, we click select, and as you can see, it also gets applied here. We don't need the color of the plinth. This is the plinth for the countertop. So if you have a plinth from this company, you can also select the plinth. So the color of the facade. I have to choose MDF because I need a painted facade. And for that, I need MDF. Here I type MDF, and as you can see, MDF comes up. So I select 18 millimeter MDF. You can also choose 22 millimeters, no problem. So I go here, Eiger. The distributor is again Geodecor, so that we have, the reason I do this is so that we have the same distributor, so if they have the material, then we choose from them. Well, you can also determine this based on prices, but that's up to you to decide. So Geodecor panel, here is the panel size. This is 18 milliliters, about the goals, yes, and then what we need. The directional texture is not needed here since I am choosing from the General of Code, which already provides the options I need for this situation. In this case, the General of Code includes all the necessary choices, so there is no requirement to specify any additional directional texture. For example, I need the value 7032, which is one of the available options in the General of Code. You see, it is written right here. 7032 appears. Edge facade. If you want to tile the ground at the edge, you can also click here and select the edge. White edge or some kind of edge, I don't know. It's up to you to decide. If not, then choose this one directly so that the edge is also included in the documentation if you need it for the facade. Well, it's also a shelf support, so I'm choosing, and I select this shelf support. There are other options here as well, Italiana Ferramenta and so on. That's it, I click OK. Then I go into the room and carefully pull out the wall. I build the wall here, the projection, television. I click like this and start placing the drawers. Basically, yes, I take the bottom drawer, cabinets, corner ones. I go here and select a corner cabinet. You see, it comes out like this as well. We have all the materials that we selected. Then I click on the drawer, change the direction so that this drawer continues from here. And then I select other drawers, cabinet from the facade, like this one. For example, then I select an under-sink cabinet, for example, like. So for this one, what I do is select it once again with the visible mesh option enabled, just like I did with this one. And I select, for example, a tall cabinet. I go into the section and let's choose a tall cabinet. This option. There. So now I am also placing cabinets in the other direction. I'm placing cabinets in the other direction as well. I'm showing you quickly so we don't waste too much time. Then I take the one that is meant for under the oven. Yes, that's right. A cabinet just like this one here. And then once again, I do the same thing. Here, for example, a cabinet like this. No, we need it for something else. And then I take this cabinet option. And basically, that's it. Now I want, so an upper cabinet. To choose cabinets and the color of the facade. I want a different one, maybe even the material, the color of the material, but I won't waste time on that now. I go back into Tamik again and I choose. This time I decide to only change the color of the facade, making sure to leave all the other materials exactly as they are, without altering anything else. But if I want to change the materials too, for example, change the color of the body, then I can change those as well. But right now, at this moment, I'm only going to change the color of the facade. Specifically, yes, the RL color. I'll choose, for example, the color red. Yes, just like this one here. Or like this one. Yes, that's it. It fits perfectly here, so I select the edge again to make sure everything is correct. I'll leave the rest as it is, so I click OK to confirm. Then I move on to the hanging cabinets and the corner cabinets, just like that. And as you can see, here I'm only changing the color of the facade. But the general command already applies to all the cabinets that I will be moving out. I can move them out, and let's say, let the arrows stay here. I can take some lower cabinet, some option like this. I'll move it here, and you see the facade there has changed. Now I press delete. So which drawer are you going to move out now? Now at this moment, it will proceed to execute all of the commands that were actually the most recent ones. So again, I go into the wall cabinets and take this cabinet here. Then I move over here and also take this cabinet. Then, for example, this one, and so on. I won't do any more. It's show how this is done. I think it's all clear to you. Just one such option for how we can make changes. The color of the side panel, so that you get everything correct in the documentation. You need to go into K. First of all, you need to go into the individual color of this row, click yes, and then you get the color of the left side panel, the color of the right side panel. We need the side panels. The color for selecting Kalita. So I click here, I'll enter MDF, and then I select MDF. That's it, and the rest is the same as what we select. I click select, and you see we have MDF. Then what do we have here? Then here we have drawer appears, and we select 7032, as you can see. If I want to extend the left side panel, there is an option available to extend the side panel right here. I do it like this just by clicking on this option. I think everything is clear to you here as well. You can click on this drawer and change whatever you want on this drawer, such as adjusting settings or making modifications as needed. You can also extend the right side panel, change the color, and here at the top, the upper drawers and so on. I showed you one example, and this option here works for all drawers. The principle is the same for all drawers. Basically, I think I've explained everything to you. Here, how to use the general command. Everything is clear and understandable to you. And after this video, you can freely work and remove material. I say goodbye to you and see you next time.